Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm here with Natalie Penn, the BVI Tourist Board training coordinator. What's a training coordinator?
So the training coordinator / tourism education coordinator is basically educating our youth in the territory about the importance of tourism and the parts that they can play. Also encouraging them to take up different careers, opportunities within the tourism industry.
Oh, that's interesting. And you having success with that? Are we seeing an increase in young people going towards the tourism industry?
It's so far so good. Based on the presentations that I do at the various schools, I see a lot more students expressing interest in tourism. Also, when various schools they request for us to appear to the school when they have their career days, and we explain to them the various careers that can come out of tourism. So it's so far so good. Even with this program that we have, the Junior Minister of Tourism program, we find that persons who actually take part in this competition, they eventually go off and study tourism careers. So it's working out pretty fine.
Okay. You know, for a while, we, as a people, Virgin Islanders, looked at tourism as sort of not a service industry, but a servitude industry. Are you familiar with that stigma,
that,
right?
yes.
How far have we gotten with eradicating that stigma, that feeling by Virgin Islanders that being in the tourism economy or having a career in tourism is, you know, you're sort of like basically a servant and they don't see it as a worthwhile career. How far are we?
I think now more than ever, people have seen the vast maturity that tourism has come as far as right now. Right now, I realize that a lot of people, when you say tourism, the first thing that comes to their mind, a cleaner. You know, and I think tourism goes way beyond that. And I think the main problem was just educating our people on what tourism is and what it can be and how far you can go with tourism. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a cleaner per se, but within our tourism, or like at the BVI Tourist Board, we have accountants, we have graphic designers, we have me, a training coordinator. Actually, I studied psychology and I minored in tourism and hospitality. So there's a lot of umbrellas that you could come under as it relates to tourism. But I think we have reached far as a people in understanding what tourism really is and not looking down on persons within the industry.
So we're losing that stigma, and people are feeling that tourism is not just making beds or washing dishes or sweeping floors, but it's also marketing. It's also coordinating. It's even being a chef.
Events planning.
And
stuff like that.
And a whole
wide variety of stuff.
Yeah, cool. Now the Junior Tourism Ministry program, what you're hoping to accomplish with that program?
Well, I'm trying to build more awareness around the program. I know a lot of students, a lot of our youth, they have no idea what the competition is or what it's all about. So I'm trying to build more awareness around the program and also encourage more students, more youth to take part in a lot of tourism initiatives that we have coming up. Okay. This competition mainly being the main one that we have for our youth.
And what is the competition like? What is the format of the competition?
Okay, so we follow the Caribbean Tourism Organization's format. Of course, they formulate the topics. They forward the topics to us, and all the Caribbean countries, we follow the topics. So this year we got 3 topics: volunteerism, film-induced tourism, and green and events tourism.
Say that again. The first one.
Film-induced tourism, green and events tourism, and volunteerism. Volunteerism, like volunteering tourism.
Oh, okay, that's an interesting word.
So okay. Yeah, so we have 3 topics this year. For our local competition, you're supposed to prepare two of the speeches, 2 topics, 2 speeches. They're 3 minute long each speeches, and you have a mystery question at the end of the segment.
Okay, so you come prepared.
Yes, you come prepared with your speeches.
And then you get a spontaneous or impromptu speech
to think on your feet. You have a minute to prepare and a minute to respond.
Okay. And the prizes, what do the young
I
people
wanted
win?
to keep the prizes a secret this year,
You can't
but
keep the prizes
I could let it be known now. This year we put a lot more emphasis into the program. I tried to get really cool prizes that I think our youth are into right now. So just for participating alone in the competition, you get Beats solo headphones.
Really?
Yes. Just for taking part, you get Beats headphones alone.
Okay.
The winner, of course, will get the iPad 2. They also get the trip to Curacao to represent the BVI at the regional competition. They get a 4-week paid internship with the BVI Tourist Board, and they'll be working along with all the different departments within the board, and of course, accompanying our director to some of the board of directors meetings, so he or she could take part in the decision makings and how it's done. You know that there are 2 campaigns that we have: keeping it clean and be kind to our guests. And of course, Lime is sponsoring one of their iPhone 6s, and they get a year plan with that as well.
Okay.
So
I
it's
see that
interesting.
the competitors are all excited.
I can see their faces.
Yeah. They are excited. Okay. So, and where is this going to take place?
So
the
it's
competition?
gonna take place at the Eileen L. Parsons Auditorium this Thursday, 6:30 p.m. And of course, I'm inviting the public to come out and witness this auspicious occasion, because I think the five rising stars, they're ready. I think they're ready.
Yeah. Well, I've had an opportunity to attend one of the competitions, and I mean, it's really exciting to see how bright our young people are and how well prepared they come. So I guess, and I think it was 3 competitors the last time.
So I'm very excited that I think for the first time we have all the secondary schools taking part, and I'm very, except for Anegada, but I'm very excited that we have at least a great turnout this year.
And so it's going to be quite an interesting competition.
It should be.
Okay.
And this year also, this is something new that we've implemented. We're inviting our industry partners to come out and also support the initiative, as there's the industry pick. So of course the judges will choose the winner, but our industry will also choose who they thought was the better performer.
Okay. Are you getting the industry involved in helping with any training or
yes, so
any apprenticeship?
Yes, this is another way for the industry to get more involved with our youth and see what they have to say and how best they could assist them in any way. Because we have our internship programs where we have different establishment assist, and it works out pretty well. They're very receptive to a lot of the things that we have going on.
Okay, great. Well, let's repeat. The event is this Thursday.
This Thursday, June 4th.
Yeah.
Eileen Parsons Auditorium.
And it starts at
6:30
p.m. And everybody needs to come out and support the young people. I know it's going to be interesting because we're going to talk to them in a while. We're going to see all the good things they have to say about tourism and how competitive it's going to be. So we're inviting everybody to come out this Thursday at
6:30 p.m.
at the Eileen L. Parsons Auditorium at H. South Community College. Miss Natalie, it's always good to see you.
Always a pleasure.
Yes, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to come back with the 5 candidates for the junior tourism. We're going to have a little chat with them and see what stuff they made of. Keep it locked right at the Spotlight. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Spotlight is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands and CCT Global Communications.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm here on the set with the contestants, or the candidates, I should say, for the Junior Tourism Minister of the BVI Tourist Board. I want to welcome you all, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi. Thank you. Good night.
Just let me see. You got the camera over there. That's your camera, and your camera is over here, so that you all know, what you're looking at. But we're having a conversation. It's good to see you. I have here with me Mr. Cecil William.
Yes.
Okay. from Seventh Adventist School.
Of course, yes.
Yes, he's 16 years old.
Actually 15.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be that old so fast.
No.
Okay. That's good. That's good policy. And from the Elmore Stout High School, I have Maya Bazaar
Hi.
over there, 15-year-old Maya. That's the correct age, right?
Yep, 15.
And from
Still
Brigada
old.
Flags Educational Center, I have Miss Anika Christopher. Miss Anika Christopher.
Yes.
That name sounds familiar. 15-year-old Miss Anika Christopher. You're one of the great debaters.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So that should be interesting. You're going to be bringing your debating talents to the presentation, I'm sure. And Ms. Marsha Henry of Cedar School,
Yes.
yes, 17-year-old, and Ms. Solène Seaman of the St. George's Secondary School, age 15.
Hi.
Yes, it's good to see all of you. Interesting. Now, somebody came to you and said, "Do you want to be in a competition for junior tourism minister?"
Yes,
No.
actually that
Yes.
was... Yes.
Actually, no.
Yes, I know.
They recruited you.
Well,
Not really.
it was a club. It's a club. We have a club in our school, and the teacher brings it to our attention, and those who wants to join in it in the school will compete first in the school, and whoever wins in the school will then go on to compete in this competition.
Oh, that's interesting. You have an elimination process.
Yeah,
That's good. And what club is that?
the Literary and Debating Society, ESHS.
Okay, all the debaters coming out.
Yeah.
So what about you, Cecil?
Actually, I was called to the office. I thought, wait, what did I do? And actually, the principal, he was like, would you like to participate in this? I was like, really, what is this? And he gave me some information about it. I was like, cool. And then I was like, who else want to do it? So he said, how about you try and I'll see who else would like to do it. Well, I guess other people did it, but he ultimately chose me to represent the school.
Okay. And you, Miss Anika?
Well, the same thing for me. I was asked, and I said yes, I'm interested. And then we had like an elimination round, and I was chosen.
So you had
Yeah.
other students that competed for the spot?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And Miss Marsha?
Well, I actually wanted to compete in the competition before, but I didn't get the chance. So when the time came to select students, I volunteered, and there was a same elimination process in the school, and I was successful.
Okay. And Solène, St. George's?
In my case, I was asked if I wanted to do it. Other students were asked as well. But when it came down to it, I was the only one who was actually dedicated to doing it and willing to put in the time. So there wasn't really an elimination process. It's whoever wanted to do it the most. And I was the only one who was dedicated to it.
So you show the most commitment?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you show the most commitment?
Because it's something that's very interesting to me. It's a way to practice your skills, practice speaking. Just a way of bettering yourself. So.
Okay. What about the whole tourism aspect of it? Is tourism industry that interests you?
Possibly because I like to travel. So yeah, it's interesting, especially seeing that it's one of the main pillars of the BVI.
Okay. And what do you study in school?
Science.
Science. Okay. Science. What about you, Marsha? What made you really want to get involved in junior tourism?
Well, actually, I love traveling. I'm on a plane almost every month, experiencing someplace new. So, being in the British Virgin Islands, we are granted the opportunity to experience a diverse amount of cultures. So, being a part in the Junior Minister of Tourism competition, I think it'll be easier for the youth to take part in the tourism aspect of the BVI. And even though right now I'm studying sciences, I hope to one day study some form of tourism when I travel abroad for college.
Okay. So y'all want to go to Curacao? That's what the whole thing is about. That's what this is about, right? You want to take a trip. Okay.
Yeah.
And what about you, Anika?
Well, I was more compelled to do the competition simply because I just love participating in anything related to the school, especially when it comes to public speaking. So
So what are you studying?
I major in liberal arts, so literature.
Literature. Okay. So you thinking about what, becoming a teacher, having a career in public speaking? I mean, you've been debating for a while,
Yeah.
and that seems to be something that you're really good at, and you're like, how does that fit into your career goals?
I'm not really sure, but I do love to write. I do want to become a writer, but at the same time, I also do human and social biology. I have a love for medical science from a long time, so I still kind of decide in between the two.
Okay, cool. And Marsha, what about you? What
I actually major
besides
in
wanting to go to Curacao?
Well, I do actually major in business studies, and tourism is one of our classes, and it does fascinate me because from the whole marketing aspect, that's what I do enjoy, is marketing our islands. And we have so much to offer when you look at it, so it will really be lovely just to market our islands.
So that's what you're in the business, and
Yeah.
you wanted to
Yep.
see BVI known throughout the world. Okay, cool. And Cecil, your view about tourism and why you want to get into to this competition.
Like what she said, I like to be in tourism because I want whenever people in Europe and North America hear about the Caribbean, I don't want their first thought to be Jamaica or I want them to think the British Virgin Islands, you know.
Yeah.
In school, I major in business studies, though. When I grew older, go to college, I like to do psychology, and I enjoy social studies. I like to see how the BVI, it has so much people here. You see somebody every day that you have never seen before, and that is a new experience. I want to take my part in tourism.
Oh, okay. Wow. So y'all really gonna get into it. It's gonna be very interesting. The topics that you have decided on your topics. You've written your essay. What topic have you decided on?
Greening tourism events and film-induced tourism.
Film, greening tourism events, and film induced tourism. Okay. So what's greening tourism events?
Okay. Green tourism events. This has to do with, okay, we have a party somewhere here, and you have it, let's say King Gandhi Bay, and there's some tourists from Virgin Gorda who like to come over, and on the way over they use the boat, but the boat emits a lot of toxic materials into the air, and that pollutes the environment, and they come over. So the green and tourism events, that has to do with how can we clean up after the event and how can we prevent pollution by allowing tourists to come to the BVI.
So then you're creating an event and they have a tourism product where the boat is perhaps being powered by solar energy.
Or using carbon filters.
Oh, okay. Okay. So less pollution emission from the transportation.
Yes. That's one.
And then when you come to eating at the events now, what you gonna do? Have recyclable plates?
Well, that's an option also. Or you can also choose what are you going to eat and giving them just enough so they don't throw anything away actually.
Oh, you think we eat too much, huh? That's cool. Marsha, what about you? What's your topic? I'm sorry, Maya. What's your topic?
Well, I'm going to tell you one, and you'll just have to come out on Thursday to see the other one. I'm doing greening tourism events, similar to Cecil's topic. Well, to Cecil's topic, yeah.
Okay. And you heard his approach. What is your approach? You have a different approach or similar?
My approach, really, I don't want to say too much because that would spoil the whole secret. Basically, it doesn't look at the transportation aspect. It's on land. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, so you're gonna have a green event, looking at green events and how you produce green events on land to minimize waste and pollution. So you're probably interested in waste management of the event and those kinds of things.
All I'm going to say is that when we know better, we do better. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes, ma'am. All right, if that's how you feel about it. What about you, Annika?
Okay, well, one of my topics is film-induced tourism.
And what is that, film-induced tourism?
Well, it's when tourists or travelers travel to a certain destination because it was seen in like films. So, yeah.
So, okay, so when you have a movie, for example, you try to get the BVI mentioned in the movie,
Or feature the BVI in the movie.
or feature it, so I'll come to the BVI and have the BVI as a set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's cool. You're doing film-induced tourism?
Yes,
as
I
well?
am. I'm doing that.
Okay, and so your presentation is basically showing how that is done. What is the approach to having a film-induced tourism presentation? How do you approach that from a marketing standpoint, Annika?
Can you repeat?
Well, I was talking to everybody about the approach they take into their presentation, to their essays. You know, so when you say film-induced tourism and you want to get the BVI in film, your the approach you take to talking about getting people involved in film, from what perspective are you talking from?
Oh, well, to promote our natural environment.
Okay, so your main thrust would be the natural beauty of the BVI.
Yes.
Okay, and Marsha, you're doing the same thing.
Yes, I am.
And you, what's your thoughts on film-induced tourism?
Well, for film-induced tourism, I took the approach to how we can promote our BVI to film producers, and I selected different locations around the BVI that will be highlight or considered unique in the Caribbean, since majority of the Caribbean islands offer sun, sea, and sand. So I selected locations that will make our BVI unique from the other Caribbean countries.
Okay, and Solène?
I selected film-induced as well.
Why everybody put the concept film-induced tourism? I mean, what about that is so exciting? I mean, just because it's a movies?
Not really.
Because we all be impacted in some way by movies, so we want that same thing to happen here in the BVI.
Yeah.
Okay, so just like how you see various places when you watch TV
Yeah.
and you go to the movies,
You'll be like,
you
oh,
want,
go
you
there.
want
Yeah.
those places.
Yeah, I want
see
to go there, so I want people to think, oh, I want to go there.
To see
Oh,
Brazil,
okay.
you say, I want to go there.
Celebrities.
That makes sense. So what you were saying, Solène?
Like Masha said, I selected specific areas I think are unique to the BVI only, because everywhere has the sun. Everywhere in the Caribbean especially has sand. We have beaches, we have water. So what makes the BVI unique? Why, I'm a film producer, why would I want to go to the BVI when I could just go to, I don't know, St. Croix, or I could go to St. John? Why the BVI?
Or you could go to, if you're in California, you could go
Exactly,
to,
you just go to right there.
What's
Why
your-
the BVI? Why travel? Why waste money when I could just do it right where I am?
Yeah. So you're gonna sell the BVI
Yes.
as a place that's really interesting to make films.
Something unique.
Something unique. Okay, we're gonna take a break for a word from our sponsors, and when we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit about your views on tourism in the BVI, on the product itself. You know, what you think about our tourism product. Is it exciting enough? Do we have enough activities? Enough nightlife? You know, the whole staycation thing. Yeah, you know, we're gonna talk a little bit about that when we come back. Keep it locked right at the Spotlight. It's gonna get a little more interesting right after these words from our sponsors.
Spotlight is brought to you by Tortola Concrete Limited, the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, and CCT Global Communications.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm Edjuenka, and I'm here with Cecil, Maya, Anika, Marsha, and Celine. Y'all thought I was going to mess up, right? And they are competing for the Junior Tourism Minister of the BVI Tourist Board. Quite an interesting group of young people. And we were talking about their presentations and their approach to their presentations. What you think about tourism in the BVI itself? You know, as a tourist, is the BVI a place that you would like to come to?
Yes. I would like to come to BVI.
Yeah, why? I mean,
Because what I noticed, like, most of these tourists come from North America and Europe, cold places, you know. And when they come to there, they feel the heat, you know. So you see most of them walking around bareback, and you know you get to be free. It's also time for the family. You could get to bond as a family, and you know today in this world we need families more than ever. So then, as a tourist, if I had to come to BVI, I would love the BVI, you know, because you see people smiling, you see stuff that you had never seen before, like probably chickens walking to the side of the road. You know, probably in the States or in England, you don't see chickens right there. You see dogs all over the place. You see people smiling at you, and you're just like, I think the BVI is a very interesting place.
Yeah. Now, it's interesting that you said that, because I know I've seen families come to the BVI with young children, and the kids were just amazed. They've never seen a chicken before.
No. They take pictures.
They come from the city. They've never seen a chicken before. They've never seen a cow or a goat.
Tree too. I've seen people take
I've
pictures
never
of
seen an
trees.
actual brown cow, because they always have the stereotypical black and white cow.
Yes. So the kids run around after the chickens, and you know they take pictures and try to get close to them and take pictures with the chickens, and it's interesting. And we know as Virgin Islanders, we like think that, oh man, these chickens need get off the street, you know, it's like it's a bad thing, but they see it as a great thing, you know. So that's quite interesting. Have you ever been on a vacation in the BVI?
Yes. I went to Antigua once.
Okay, you went to the Lobster Fest. Yeah.
Yes.
And how did you enjoy that?
It was very good, actually. I don't eat lobster. I personally don't eat lobster because of my religion.
Right.
But I went once when I was younger, and it was an amazing experience. You know, you see people all over, and I actually we didn't actually know it was a lobster fest.
Oh, okay, you just happened to be there.
We happened to be there. I remember, didn't even when I was young, but one thing I remember, it was very, very, very good.
Yeah. I go every year. Yeah.
Cool.
And I'm a vegetarian. Yeah. What about you, Maya? What do you think about the product? What do you think about tourism in the BVI?
It truly is unique because we have features that most countries do not even like imagine to have, right? So I think tourism in the BVI is a crucial economic pillar of ours, because we have people from, like Cecil said, all the way from North America, Europe, even Asia, coming to our islands to enjoy its uniqueness, its tranquility. It really is a unique place, and tourism really does. It's really mean.
And have you enjoyed any of the tourism, the BVI tourism? Have you done anything special in the BVI that you would call enjoying part of the product?
Actually, last year, I went to the Bats for the first time, and it was like a whole extended family trip. So it was like really cool. And I was so amazed to see such big boulders all over the place, and to go into like a cave, right? It was really beautiful.
To go under the rocks, right?
And to be able to just like climb and go through these little niches.
The nooks and crannies.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It was really nice.
Okay. And why you look so quiet, Anika? What about you? What do you think about BVI tourism product?
Well, I agree. There's like so much to see, and sometimes like since we live here and we're like so used to it, like, oh, that's nothing. But to other persons like, you know, that travel here, it's like so new to them, and it's like, you know.
Yeah. And what have you done? Have you been a tourist in the BVI at any time? Yeah.
I've been to the Bats. Actually, I live on Virgin Gorda, so I've been to almost all of the
All the
sites, all of the
sites, yeah.
beaches. Yeah, it's just right there.
Okay, so you go to Copper Mine, you go to the Bats, and so I mean, you enjoy Virgin Gorda from a tourist perspective. What about you, Marsha?
Well, as they all said, tourism is a very crucial, well, one of the main economic pillars in the BVI. And I believe we in the BVI have much unique locations to offer other than other Caribbean countries. And because of that, we wouldn't be the stereotypical Caribbean island which just has sun, sea, and sand. And we have the warm, welcoming faces. Like if you go to New York now and you tell someone good morning, they'll watch you like, or they'll just walk past you. But here in the BVI, we have our typical line, good morning, from the school children and the people as you walk along the street. So that's like a welcoming thing to the tourists when they visit us in the BVI.
Okay. And what you had any BVI tourism experience?
Yes, I have. I actually had one in Anegada and one in Virgin Gorda. The one in Anegada, it was a class trip. We stayed for 5 days. And to me, Anegada, even though it's quiet, it's a very relaxing place. Like if you want a place to cool out, just visit Anegada and Virgin Gorda. As Anika said, with the Bats, the Copper Mine, it was a wonderful experience.
Okay, cool. What about you, Solène?
Tourism is very important to the BVI, so it impacts us all. We really don't have a choice whether or not we want to participate in tourism. Just by walking on the streets with the tourists, you're participating in tourism.
Okay.
Because they're seeing your faces, and it's like all new to them. Some of them have never seen black people, and they're like, why is their skin so dark? Like, why isn't it like ours? And as you said about the chickens, they see the chickens on the road and they're like, what is this? And they take pictures and stuff. I've actually seen tourists taking pictures of trees, and I'm like, what? And then my mother actually explained to me, well, some of them, they live in the cities, and in the cities, it's just buildings. No, there's not really, there are not many trees and stuff.
Yeah, well, that I mean, that's true. And some cities might have trees, you know, like parks.
National
parks.
parks.
Yeah, but there are some people who never get to go to the park.
No,
Too
too
busy.
busy.
Yeah, well, busy, or they just can't afford to, or their parents are not interested. You know, so they might not have ever seen that. Now, what you think that we need to do? What tourism experience have you had?
I have been to all of the, well, I live on Tortola, so I've been to the other three. I've been to Jost Van Dyke, I've been to Anegada, and I've been to Virgin Gorda. Anegada and Jost Van Dyke were school trips, but Virgin Gorda, I actually go to Virgin Gorda regularly.
Okay.
Because I have friends and stuff over there, so I go visit them, go to the baths, go to the beaches. I've been to Copper Mine. I've been to all the historical, well, almost all of the historical sites on Tortola as well.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, okay. So you are quite a tourist. What can we do? What you think needs improving, Solène, about our product, our tourism product? What we need to add to make it better?
More smiles, more happiness. Because sometimes when you come in, the custom officers, I don't know if they just seem very gruff, and not all of them are very welcoming. So I think the customer service definitely needs to be improved, and just adding more to what the tourists can get when they come here. Like, what can they do? Adding more to that, because okay, there's the music fest. So if they come around music fest, there's that. But other than music fest, what is there? Lobster fest and stuff. So just add more throughout the year, so that the tourists have options when they come.
Okay, cool. So you want to have a lobster fest. You have the food fest, lobster fest, the emancipation celebrations, music festival,
Spreading more of the culture.
poker run, spring regatta.
Yeah.
But you need more. So there's always something
Going on.
regardless of what time of the year they come. There's always something
going on.
Something going on, something to do. Okay, and add to the tourism product. What else you think we need to do to our tourism product to make it better?
So I think since the tourism industry is increasing annually, I think we need to offer focus more on our unique geographical locations instead of just focusing on our beaches, because every Caribbean country has at least one perfect beach that tourists would like to visit. So I think by enhancing focus on our unique geographical features that makes us stand out from the other Caribbean countries, tourists will even be more, they'll want to visit the BVI more than the other Caribbean countries.
And when you say unique geographical features, I don't know what you mean.
You don't?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll say one example, because if I state others, I'll be letting out my topic.
Your secret.
So,
Okay.
as Anika said, for Virgin Gorda with the boulders, that's one of the highlights in the BVI. So majority of the time, if you tell someone you're from the British Virgin Islands and you mention the bats, they'll know the location. But still, Virgin Gorda doesn't have a functioning airport as well, like the Terence B. Lettsome Airport. So I think if we promote the entire BVI, they won't only know about the bats in Virgin Gorda, but they'll know about the entire BVI. So when they come to visit the bats, they'll want to visit the other 60 islands and keys in their vacation.
Okay, so you use the other islands as part of the product. So you go island hopping, or
you
could enjoy you promote a situation where you can go to a deserted island and have a beach for yourself.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. What about you, Anika? What would you do to improve tourism?
Okay, I actually have a specific location that I think could be improved, and that's the Yacht Harbor on Virgin Gorda. Like the shops, they could be advertised a bit better, because like when the tourists come off, the first thing they should see are the clothes and the handcrafted things, like, and the shirts, the t-shirts and different things like that. But when you walk past, it's like, it's not really like in your face.
It's not appealing, not welcoming.
Not so much. I think that could like be extended and kind of advertise a bit better.
So you like to see local crafts in the stores and
maybe have signs up, or people outside welcoming, because the Yacht Harbor they come off the boats, right?
Oh, the yacht, right? Okay. So that needs to be more. Okay. All right. Interesting. That's so. Let me see. I went that way, right? Yeah, Maya. What should we do to improve our tourism product?
Well, I agree with Anika and Marsha. We should definitely develop our infrastructure. We should advertise our little craft shops better, because this is what tourists really do enjoy when they come to our islands, and it's the first thing they see. Like when you come into Tortola's Yacht Harbor, you see the craft alive, and the newly pier dock. It's very attractive. So you should have more tourists being welcomed by our very own community, and they should provide better hospitality, customer service, and this will, because remember, word of mouth is the best type of advertisement. And to have our tourists go back to their countries and say, oh, the British Virgin Islands was just beautiful, amazing, that is the best type of advertisement there is. So definitely develop and marketing our British Virgin Islands.
Okay, and what about you, Cecil? What you think we should do to improve tourism?
Well, I actually am very happy to see that the government has done a lot to increase tourism. But one way I think in which they can increase, advertise it more, is to create more stuff for the tourists. As somebody said earlier, create more stuff for people to do when they come in here. We have one thing a month. How about we have a whole bunch of festivals, And the other thing I had is lowering the casualty rate.
Okay.
Lifeguards, we need more lifeguards on the beaches.
So it's too many people drowning.
Yeah, too much accidents, because people, if you had to go to a country, would you want to go to a country where you find out people drowning
having accidents.
Yeah, because what would happen? You would think that would happen to you. So I think that's one idea.
Okay. I noticed nobody mentioned, and this is probably because this is important to me, but I noticed no one mentioned the cultural aspect of tourism, like the entertainment, you know, that sort of thing. What y'all think about having more activities in the night, a greater nightlife? We seem to like go to bed at 6 o'clock. We like chickens, no? We got a good nightlife on Virgin Gorda.
Yes.
Yes. But what is that something that we should be concerned about, or something that we should pay attention to? We're gonna take a break.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna take a break and we're gonna come back and we're gonna take a look at the cultural aspect of tourism and the entertainment, the arts, using the arts to enhance the tourism product. Keep it locked right at the Spotlight. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Spotlight is brought to you by Tortola Concrete Limited, the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, and CCT Global Communications.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm here with an interesting bunch of young persons, young people. They are all competing for the junior tourism title. I don't know, can you call it a title?
Junior Minister of Tourism. You see the wrong on there.
Yeah. Sound like a pageant, right? The junior tourism minister. Right. That's it. It's past my bedtime too. Now we'll be having an interesting conversation about enhancing the tourism product, and I was saying I noticed that we didn't mention anything. None of you mentioned anything about the nightlife. Do you feel that the nightlife is adequate? You know, after 6 o'clock, everybody goes home from Road Town. You don't have a lot of music things going on. You don't have a lot of concerts. You know, that's not necessarily dancing so much, but concerts or plays or dance. You know, what you think about the arts as addition to tourism product, Cecil?
Okay, Libya is a very original country, and I think I am not satisfied with the nightlife. To me, one of our greatest nightlife accomplishments is Christmas on Main Street.
Okay.
So how about if we could just have more of well, I can't really say Christmas on Main Street, but on Main Street or DeCastro Street. How about if we can do that more? And when it comes to ads, we don't really have like a lot of ads. You know, once a month or once every 3 months we have a theater ad going on, a drama. How about if we do more of that, show that we are interested in what tourists like also. So we are diversified. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Maya?
Well, unlike Cecil, I actually think we have an adequate amount of nightlife because when you look at it, the schools take part in it as well because they put on plays at night. Like, I know that the Drama Society last year, from my experience, is that they had plays, like 4 plays going on one night, and it was filled. And I know that the Eileen Parsons Auditorium have some plays as well. I went to one last year, the Curious Incident of the Dog. That was amazing. It was like, and it brought a lot of people, and it did bring a lot of people. And then when you go to the more crazier side, like the more fun, you go to Jazz Van Dyke and Christmas on Main Street, like Cecile said. And yeah, and Virgin Gorda has some really nice nightlife too, so I think I'm kind of satisfied with it.
So, okay, what about you, Anika?
Well, I don't know much about Tortola, but I know Virgin Gorda has like the perfect nightlife. There's always something to do.
Really?
The restaurants you can go to, like Rock Cafe, they have live music. There's karaoke night. At Kokomaya, you can like sit by the beach and have dinner, different things like that. And like at the marina, they play like live music, live local music every night. So it's really good.
So you satisfied? What about you, Masha? You satisfied with nightlife?
I'm actually not satisfied because, okay, as Cecile said, we have selected events for different time periods during the year. So, like, for example, we have the New Year's party in Just Van Dyke, which is a major investment. We have, well, we used to have the Music Fest. We have the Spring Regatta, but that's just a week-long event. We have, one event we have monthly is the full moon parties, but that's just one night. Like, for example, tonight is full moon, so we'll have a full moon party at Trellis Bay or even at the Boomba Shack. So I think the Tortola, to be exact, since Virgin Gorda has a more developed nightlife, Tortola could find a way to enhance the nightlives. But since people work from 9 to 5 and normally are tired, I think the hotels could look for local artists or local different musicians, or even the schools who produce their own plays to perform for the tourists during the high tourist season, or just on a daily or nightly experience for their liking, to keep them entertained.
I mean, we could put a play on in the auditorium and let it run for a week.
Yeah.
And promote it to tourists.
I think
Because I think we only promote those things to ourselves.
Yeah.
But I don't see a lot of tourists, of what looks my stereotypical view. I don't see what has become my stereotypical view of a tourist in the plays, attending the plays. So we perhaps need to promote that side of the arts to the tourists. And what do you think, Solène?
I actually agree and disagree with Cecile when he says we need more, because especially when he spoke about Christmas on DeCastro Street now, because if it becomes a regular thing, it's no longer special. So I think we do need more, but a limited amount of more.
But you have to realize too, you're talking about tourists coming, so even though it might seem regular to us, it's new to the new tourists.
Yeah.
So we had to take that into account. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just saying that I do think we definitely need more concerts, because it's not often that artists come here. They come here for festival, music fest.
We don't have that anymore.
We don't even have it anymore.
So we need to have those entertainment on a grander scale.
And more stuff for the youth to do, stuff so we can participate in that. Parents would agree to. Structured fun, appropriate.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see your school.
St. George's.
I think that sounds like Father Branch. I'm just joking, Father Branch. No, but that's interesting. But I mean, certainly the plays and dance theater and those things would be structured fun. And I don't see anything wrong with having a party. But for tourists, you want to have as an adult,
Cultural aspect.
more of a cultural aspect. Show off our culture to the tourists.
Yeah.
Well, it's certainly interesting talking to you guys. The election is around the corner. Any thoughts on that? Any thoughts on that, Solène? The election. I mean, what have you? What are you feeling?
I think
Don't intellectualize. Just say what you're feeling.
okay.
I'm mad at the whole election process. It's creating too much anxiety for me, and I'm glad that it was short and it's going to be over in a couple of days. That's my personal view.
I wasn't born here, I'm from Dominica, and Dominica recently had the election, and they used a strategy that was very smart. They placed the election ahead of when it was supposed to be, so that sort of guaranteed that they would win. And when then BVI's election came up now, and they did the same thing. So I'm thinking, and the party that did it, they won again. So I'm thinking that it's possible that NDP could win again. And VIP has to try very hard, especially that NDP was working on the roads. Yesterday I was driving on my way to school and I saw a bus stop, and I was like, I didn't even know Totola had bus stops. They were constructed.
Yeah, I thought I was getting bus
You know
stops.
the ones that you see in the US, the sheltered ones with the bench and they're right outside the hospital, on the road opposite the hospital.
There's one by Pantries, but
Yeah,
Van
yeah,
as
I
well.
was
They
so
just added that
shocked. I was
one.
like, a bus stop.
I have to go look. I've never seen one.
It's right opposite the old hospital.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah.
So I think with everything that they're doing, and it's going to be fresh in the people's mind, VIP has to do a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm trying to take a neutral stand.
What you think about? Because y'all gonna be what in the next couple of years? Y'all
The next election.
Next election, you'll be next election, you'll be ready to vote. That's interesting. I'm telling you, that's 5 new voters right here. Well, what about you, Marcia?
Masha?
Yeah, me. I actually love the election season.
Really?
Yeah, because
You're good in your head? No.
during this
I'm
time,
just joking.
during this time, you actually get to listen to the people's views. Like now, since it's election season, you're hearing people saying, "Oh, NDP ain't do nothing for the 3.5 years they're in power," and you're still hearing people saying they were the best government in the BVI. So, I like to stay calm and just listen to other people's opinion and not try to get involved with the heated discussions. But everyone must remember, at the end of the day, the politicians eat and drink at the same table while we're quarreling between each other. So that's why I like to stay neutral,
Okay.
even though I
So
support.
You're not creating no enemies for no politicians.
No, I'm not.
Good plan. What's happening with you, Annika? What you
I
feeling?
do agree with Marsha. There are like a lot of different opinions at this time of year. But one thing I noticed with the advertisement, it really did increase. It's a lot. Big billboards, like everywhere. You're seeing green and red. It's like, wow, okay. It's
Oh,
taking
you're
this to,
seeing
like,
blue and
another
yellow
level.
too now.
Oh yeah.
You're seeing blue and yellow too.
There
There's new parties.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. So that's exciting for you. All the different advertisements.
Yeah.
You pay attention to the things that people are saying and the billboards.
Watch the campaigns and everything.
And you ever go to the rallies?
I actually went to one.
You went to one rally?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been to one as well.
You've been to one as well. Okay. And how you find the rallies?
Really good. Like they're really involved
Yes.
in the speech, and it's like cheering.
And they're getting the youths involved, so
yeah.
Yes, that's
I'm
my
happy
favorite.
You're
about it.
excited. Okay, you're excited about that. What about you, Maya? You what?
I would actually like to go to a rally. I've never been to one. And me and my mom shared the same interest in politics because it really does run the world in us per se, right? So I'm not so leaning to any side. I'm trying to remain neutral like Marsha and Solen. But yeah, they do really gotta step up their game. Both sides have to. It's a competition, you know.
It is.
So and then you have the big boards, new bus stops. We have to develop, yeah.
Okay, so what you think, Cecil?
Well, actually, I love politics. My family love politics.
Okay.
That's all dinner meal, you know. And so, me and my father actually discuss politics a lot and predicting who we think
It's
is
gonna
going to
win
win
the
elections. And
election.
I actually lead into a certain side, but I'm not
You
going
ain't
to
say
say Well, I like is that I was driving going through town, and then somebody told me like before they dissolve House of Assembly, which it is surprisingly after they finish had to pay, you know.
Right.
So somebody saw the new paved road around by Sailor Seed area, and they were like paved roads, I mean election around. So we noticed that VIP and NDP this year has many changes to me, more women, which is very good, and the both parties have decided that the youths are the futures of tomorrow, so might as well involve them now.
See,
So I
there's
think
a lot of focus on the youth.
this year is going to be an interesting year.
All right, cool. Well, it's really interesting speaking with you guys, and we're looking forward to the competition, the presentations on Thursday. That's Thursday night at
6:30.
6:30.
6:30 at the Eileen Parsons Auditorium, and y'all gonna be ready.
Yes.
Yes, y'all ready, and that's gonna be a good thing. Any particular thoughts about what you will bring to the junior minister position should you win? Anybody want to share anything different besides going on trips or that sort of thing?
I would like to say, if I become
The junior minister.
yeah, I would like to, help people. I would like to involve the youths more. Like, children don't really have leadership anymore. Fathers aren't there anymore. So then they're getting in trouble. And what you going to do? You're going to push them inside a room with a whole bunch of adults? They don't think that's right. So we could involve them in tourism. As you, if you guys come out, you'll see my plans.
Oh, okay.
But I think
you sure you ain't running for office the next time?
I think we should give back to the community. We should show that we love the British Virgin Islands. That's the main reason why we're doing this. We want people to know about the British Virgin Islands.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that's my
Any other anybody want to comment on that?
Agree with him.
For instance, if I become the Junior Minister of Tourism competition, I would like to I'm also a part of the upcoming Youth Parliament, the first ever Youth Parliament of the BVI.
Okay.
So I would like to work hand in hand with both committees, like the BVI Tourist Board and the Youth Parliament, to help the youth of the BVI to be more involved in the tourism decision, as Ms. Penn said before. So that's my number one view if I'm successful.
Okay, cool. Anybody want to
To add to Marsha, I also agreed with Cecile. Like, the first thing I said on the Teen Talk radio station is that we should involve our youth. Like, the first thing I would do after becoming GMT is go on stage and tell our youth we need to further our knowledge. We need to involve you guys in our activities to provide, give them more insight,
into the tourism product and what opportunities are available there?
Because without tourism, financial services can't support the BVI alone.
So we need to develop that.
Involving them into the tourism, and I do think that these classes they provide in the high school for tourism, it is really smart because you're widening their knowledge, Like, I did not know anything about adventure tourism, and then I finally learned about it. And then you have sports tourism, experiential tourism. All of this come into play. It's different aspects our youth can learn from.
Okay, cool. Anybody else?
I am thinking that we should definitely involve the youth because they are our future. If none of the youth are involved and interested in tourism, then the BVI might fall because it's one of our main pillars. It supports the BVI. So the youths have to get interested.
Okay.
Yeah, they definitely need to see the importance of it. I would encourage them to want to participate in a competition such as this to learn because it really is.
Pay more attention to the tourism product.
Yes, they need to.
Well, Cecile, Maya, Annika, Marsha, Selene, it's great to have you on Spotlight. All the best in your presentations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're encouraging everyone to come out on Thursday, Thursday evening, this Thursday coming at HLSCC Eileen L. Parsons Auditorium, the Junior Tourism Ministers.
Junior Minister.
Junior Minister of Tourism.
Junior Minister of Tourism
Competition.
It's going to take place, and they're going to be making their presentations about tourism. And you need to come and support them and have a good time just hearing all the information that they're going to present. And that's at 6:30 at the Eileen L. Parsons Auditorium. Make sure you're there. Where am I? Okay, there you go. Spotlight. Spotlight is, this is going to be, we're going to take a break next week. The election is coming up. We're going to be up all night and we're going to be tired. Tuesday, next week, there will be no Spotlight. The next Spotlight will be on the 16th, and we're going to be talking we're going to have a conversation with the teachers of the BVI School of Technical Studies. right? That's the name of it? Yeah. Okay, BVI School of Technical Studies. And we're going to talk with the teachers and the students about the skills that they learn in there and how important those skills are to our community. Spotlight is seen every Tuesday at 8 p.m. right here on JTV Channel 55 Live. It's going to be rebroadcast on Sundays at 2:30. You can get Spotlight on demand at jtvlive.net. Like our Facebook page, like my Spotlight page. All right. Okay. Good. And so my Spotlight page, Facebook page, and make a comment on there, and suggest a topic or suggest a person's interview. And of course, you can get Spotlight on demand at jtvlive.net. I'm Edgy Wenko reminding you that when the spotlight is on, you see the facts. Peace and blessings.
Spotlight is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands and CCT Global Communications.